Now for our polyprotic acids, our fractional composition is still going to look pretty much the same, at first at least. We're going to find out that there's a useful derivation that we can do to find out even more information. So if our fraction for a diprotic acid looks like this, then we can say, great, my concentration that's in my H2A form divided by my formal concentration gives me that fraction. And we can do that for our other two species as well, for our HA minus and our fraction for our A2 minus. And of course my handwriting and my alphas have always been notoriously nasty looking, so I do apologize for that. So once I fill out the rest, that's what these all would look like. And they're exactly what you'd expect. Concentration of that form divided by formal concentration gives you alpha. Now, we can get an additional useful equality out of this by doing a whole lot of nasty substitution. And it talks you through some of that inside of the textbook. If you really love those kind of derivations, I'm going to suggest that you go there. And if you really want a page number, in the 8th edition, that would be page 198. Basically, it's the section where we begin the diprotic systems. Now that said, I don't plan to derive those. I'm going to just show them here. And so the equations end up looking like this. So you can see for our H2A form, we end up with concentration squared on top. And then we have this term on the bottom. Now notice that the bottom term stays the same through all three of these, which makes sense because that's going to be related to formal concentration. Now we have our Ka1 times H plus on top, and now we have K1 times K2 on top. Now this pattern that you're probably starting to spot there actually is general. So if we had, instead of a diprotic, we had a triprotic, or even a tetraprotic, or a hexaprotic acid, we could follow through these patterns and come up with the system of equations we need for that. Now, again, if you're on 8th edition of the Harris textbook, then you want to be looking on the sidebar of page 198 if you want to see how to extend that to be as many protons as you'd like. Or you can just kind of look at this pattern here and kind of pick it apart. Or you can just say, well, this is probably all I need to know for this chapter, and you would also be fully right. Oh, that looks like a 4, but that should have been a 1. There we are. Now, these will rear their head again when we start actually plotting titration curves. So keep in mind where these came from. You will be seeing them again.